Look closely at your local grocery store. The items we rely on every day can disappear in hours when supply chains fracture. This creeping realization of our systemic fragility has pushed emergency preparedness out of the fringe internet forums. In 2026, everyday people are actively planning for what happens when the grid goes dark. This chart illustrates a harsh reality. Up to 80% of the population lives paycheck to paycheck. Yet the cost of the popular survival fantasy skyrockets when factoring in luxury bunkers, making preparedness feel unreachable for the average family. Ancestral survival relied on a low-tech blueprint we have since forgotten. To navigate our future, we must look to their methods. Historically, warfare didn't only involve battlefield combat, it focused on city-wide sieges. An invading army would cut off all supply routes to deliberately starve the population into submission. To survive, early communities developed Al-Matamir, or the grain pits. These were heavily lined trenches buried beneath the soil, keeping massive stockpiles of wheat and lentils hidden and preserved for years. They also mastered protein storage without electricity. By salting and curing meat under a harsh sun, they created early forms of biltong. Biltong is a form of dried, cured meat that originated in southern African countries and remains safe to eat for months. They stockpiled massive amounts of honey, too. Honey acts as both a high-calorie food source and a natural medicine that boasts a virtually eternal shelf life. For water, they utilized massive clay jars. The porous walls of these vessels naturally filtered impurities and kept the water cool, even in punishing desert heat. Ancient survival was about engineering brilliant, inexpensive ways to leverage the natural mechanics of the earth. By World War II, the threat evolved from local sieges into global food rationing. Industrial-scale destruction crippled global agriculture, leading to severe shortages in nearly every major city. Governments and citizens realized that individual hoarding would fail. They launched a coordinated public response, shifting their focus to collective resilience through victory gardens. Everyday people dug up decorative front yards, empty city lots, and public parks to install essential vegetable patches. They focused on easy-to-grow, highly caloric staples, like potatoes, to guarantee enough food energy to keep their communities alive. When globalized systems failed in the 1940s, the best insurance policy was a packet of seeds and a shovel. We see these strategies re-emerging today. The smartest modern survivalists are rejecting expensive gear, turning instead to an old-world revival to protect their households. People are rebuilding their pantries on tight budgets. They are adopting Amish-style canning and jarring techniques to keep perishable foods edible for years. They are vacuum-sealing bulk bags of rice and stocking up on dates, which are a durable, low-cost superfood that delivers instant energy. To protect grain stores, they utilize zero-cost ancient pest control. Dropping salt, whole chili peppers, and bay leaves directly into storage containers creates a natural barrier that drives insects away. Preparation is highly accessible. You do not need to hoard expensive MREs. MREs are meals ready to beat, which are self-contained individual field rations. Instead, simply buy one extra bag of lentils or flour during your weekly grocery run. This exposes the flaw in modern panic buying. Hoarding supplies in secret while your neighbors starve is a path to failure. Isolated individuals rarely survived the sieges of the past. Instead, history shows that survival favored interconnected, knowledge-sharing communities. A pantry full of grain offers no security if a household is paralyzed by panic. This is why the historical blueprint concludes with mental and spiritual resilience. Reject the fear-based narratives of the modern day. Approach your household's future with steady, logical, and deliberate action. Physical preparation is half the battle. The other half is an unbreakable human spirit.